Hey everyone, welcome back to the Sunday stream. Today is January 10, 2021, and I'm going to be looking over the stock market, SPX, a few watch list names such as Apple, NVIDIA, NIO, AMD, FedEx, BABA, and a bunch of other ones. I'm going to highlight some key points on where to buy and sell and to where you can potentially take some profits through some targets that I'm going to be listing out. Before I get into that, make sure you give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and also head over to thewealthymentor.net where we have our Discord channel, and you can sign up to be a member there. We offer great packages that includes daily watch lists, Benzinga Squawk with breaking news. We have our options trading callouts. We have our analyst upgrade section, just a bunch of stuff. Give it a look and see, and look to see you in there. Okay, I'm going to be starting off with SPX. Futures has not opened up yet, so I will dive straight into the SPX chart. And as you can see here on the 5-minute chart, we did close bullish to end Friday's session just at 38.25, basically at all-time highs, which is at 38.60. I'm going to be drawing a level of resistance overhead at 38.30, 38.50. 38.65 and 38.80. So these are my levels going into next week. We do have the first hurdle, which is 38.30. Stocks do like to move in round numbers, so I have that as the first sign for a bullish week going ahead if we can break that. To the downside, we do have support over here. I'm going to draw a level of support at 38.10 and also a level of support at 3800 psychological. We did dip down all the way to 37.80 mark, and then it got bought back up back on Friday, and we pushed to all-time highs from there. Overall, I'm going to be switching over to the 4-hour time frame. You can see here we're extremely bullish. However, I know we are due for a pullback, so keep those levels in mind. The first level I want to see break, if we are in for a pullback, is the 37.80. Like I said, we did touch on it back on Friday, but got bought back right back up. As you can see, this huge quick right here, supported by the moving average, the 9-day EMA, bounced right back above it. So I would like to see us below the 9 EMA. So that would be below 37.80 if we are going for a pullback. And like I said, if we are bullish, we're looking at 38.30 and above. Okay, so that is SPX on the 4-hour time frame. The first name I'm going to dive into is Apple. AAPL is the ticker name. Right here on the 4-hour time frame, Apple hasn't done much. We're still trading in this zone of 127.50 to 133. Going into Monday, I would like to see it above 133 for a potential push to 135. If you are trading options, I would look to see if 133.5 would break, and to enter, scale in your entries as one contract. You can also double down at 135. If you are a more conservative trader and don't feel like dealing with these little small levels, I would definitely look to see at 135 break. Keep in mind that Apple does tend to move with the markets. It is a slow mover. So keep your eyes on SPX to see if we are bullish above that 38.30 I mentioned earlier for an entry in Apple. Now to the downside, we do have strong support at 127.50. It's held here back on January the 6th, 2021. On the 4th, and it was overhead resistance here on the 21st of December 2020. So I am looking at that 127.50 part to hold. If we do not hold that, I'm looking for a shorting opportunity down to the 127.50 mark, which we did see a bounce here back on December the 21st, 2020. So those are some levels I'm looking at Apple. If we do see weakness in SPX, we do have all-time highs at 138. So that 135 level is key for me. If 135 would break, I could see a push to 139, 140 mark. Okay, so that is Apple on the 4-hour time frame. Another name I'm going to be looking at is NVIDIA, ticker name NVDA. NVIDIA has been stuck into this channel right here, as you can see, from the 134 mark all the way to the 505 mark. And it has been going on since November the 10th. And we did receive some bullish news on NVIDIA with a partnership with NIO. So I am looking for a breakout above this channel right here. And that would start around 552 mark. I am going to zoom in here and show you guys. So 552 would be an area where I would like to get in. However, if you are a swing trader and a scalper, I would definitely look at the 535 mark as my first potential signal to get in. I would say this would be my first indicator, right? My second indicator would be 543, 547. So I would enter around this area right here, as opposed to this area right here, just because we have had some rug pulls. As you can see, a big long wick here rejected at that area of 543, pushing right us back down into this channel of 534 down to 510. So I am seeing some bullish nature on NVIDIA going into Monday. I'll be keeping an eye on this name especially. So the first indicator would be that area to break of 547, 543 to the downside. Again, we are stuck into this channel. So unless I see 505 break, we're still going to be hovering around this channel of 534 and 510. Okay. So that's NVIDIA on the 4-hour time frame. Keep that name in mind, guys. Another name I'm going to be looking at is Tesla. As you guys know, I love playing Tesla, and it's one of my favorite names. It has respected levels very well, moving all the way to all-time highs at 885 on Friday. Tesla is one of those names that has been traded quite a bit. In fact, it's one of the most traded names in the markets. So going into Monday, I am looking at that 885 mark to break, but in reality, I'm looking at 900 as the major hurdle. It is psychological resistance, and it has been upgraded by a few analysts at that target. So I'm looking to see if 900 would break. If it does, I'm looking at levels that I'm going to draw right here, 910, right? 920, 930, and a really bullish one, 950. So those are levels that I'm going to be looking at going into Monday. Now, if we do receive a pullback, 860, 850, and most importantly, 840 are key levels for me. 840, a break of that, I would turn bearish on Tesla in the short term. We did have support here on the 8th, right, of December, sorry, 8th of January. So we did hold it here on the 4-hour time frame here once more, 3 times, and we got bought back up right here as buyers stepped in at that 850 level. So 840 is a level of support for me. Overhead resistance, currently we are at all-time highs, so the 890 would be my first level of entry point. Above that, I'll be looking to take profits at 900, and obviously above 900, I mentioned 910, 920, 930, and 950 as bullish targets on Tesla. Okay, I'm just going to switch over to the daily chart to show you guys how bullish we are. And as you can see here, we've been rising ever since the 660 mark all the way to 885. So very bullish on Tesla, above the 9 EMA, which is support at 758. And, we're keep on making all-time highs on Tesla. So, the trend is your friend. Continue using Tesla as one of those names to trade because it provides great volatility and it has respected its levels fairly well. Okay, so that is Tesla on the 4-hour time frame. The next name on the watch list I'm going to be looking at is Zoom, ZM. Zoom has been seeing a lot of weakness and heading down lower. As you can see here, all-time highs at 558 and basically lower lows going down here. 550 was a lower low, 514, 484, 429, and we did close Friday's session at 350. I am going to be zooming in here a little and showing you guys level where I do see Zoom going. To the upside, I would like to see 365 break. We did have some price action here back on the 28th of December, and we still are in this little zone of 365 to 342. So from a first confirmation to enter a long trade would be the break of the 365 area. If you are a little more of a conservative trader, I would be looking at the 374 mark to break for a potential push to 390 and 400. Now to the downside, where is pretty much where Zoom looks like it's heading. Like I said, it has been making lower lows. So I'll be looking at levels below 342 support down to the 325 mark. 325 is a large target, and that is due because we do have a gap here that was left at the 304 mark. So I do see us heading down to 325 if 342 were to break. We did have a candle wick right here, which is why I say we do have a stop at 325. Below 325, I can see Zoom pushing down all the way to 305, completely filling the gap that we left here back on August 26, 2020. So those are some key levels on Zoom. Below 342, target hit 325, next target 305. Okay, so that is Zoom on the 4-hour time frame and the daily time frame. Okay, another name I would like to mention is ROKU. ROKU had a strong showing last week. I can show you here. It was upgraded by an analyst midweek. So we did hit all-time highs at 402, 85. I am going to draw a level of resistance at the 405 mark right here. Potential push to 410, 420, and 430 would be areas that I'm going to be looking at heading into next week. ROKU is pretty bullish. As you can see here, it has been pushing up ever since the 300 level all the way to 402.5. If I do see a pullback, I would like to see levels of 395 break and a push down to the 384 mark to the downside. To the upside, I am going to be looking at that 405 mark to break for potential profit taking at 410, 420, and 430. Just let me head over to the 1-day chart to clarify a little more. So as you guys can see here, we do have major support at that 365 mark. So keep that in mind if we do see a pullback in the markets. We are a little overextended here. We've had 1, 2, 3, 4 straight green days. I would like to see a pullback potentially down to the 380 mark If we do see weakness below the 380 mark, key support is at the 365 mark. Okay, so that is Roku on the 4-hour and the daily time frame. Another name, PTON, PTON is the ticker. I'm going to switch over here to the 4-hour time frame to give you guys some look to where I am taking profits and looking at support. Okay, Peloton. We do have all-time highs at 171 on Peloton. We did have a nice week here. As you can see, we did have support at the 142 mark. So that is key support for me. 142 held here back on the 6th of January. Also last year on December the 21st, it was an area of a breakout. So huge candle breakout here on the 21st of December. Also came back down to retest that area and we pushed back up. So 142 is a level of key support for me. Overhead resistance, I have levels of 160, above 160, potential take profit areas of 167 and 170, which are all-time highs. So I'll be keeping an eye on Peloton. Although this is one of those stay-at-home stocks, it's one of those stocks that's innovative and has had success along with analyst upgrades supporting this name. So that is PTON on the 4-hour time frame. Another name I'm going to be looking at is FedEx. FedEx has been trending lower and lower each day and each week to the point where the daily RSI on FedEx has been in the 20s. As you guys know, 30 is oversold, and this name is due for a push higher. So it is one name I'm going to be looking at. As you guys can see here, we did close Friday's session at 244. Let me just zoom in here and give you guys a better outlook. Okay. So like I said, we've had all-time highs here at 305 on FedEx. Ever since that touch of 305, we've been heading down and down and down all the way to 343. If 343 were to break, we do have support at 340. If I were to move over to the daily time frame, I can show you other areas where I could see us heading lower to. So a break of 243, 240, I can find support. You can also find support here at 235, right here to the bottom of this wick at 230. And support here at 222. Okay, like I mentioned at the beginning, FedEx is oversold on the daily time frame. So I would definitely look to see if there's a bounce on FedEx. If we do see a bounce, I will draw out some key levels here for you guys on the 4-hour time frame. You know, we did close at 234. For me, honestly, I would look for the 261 mark to break for an entry if I were bullish. If I am a scalp trader, I will definitely look at the 250 mark to break. As you can see here, we did hold that as support back on the 5th of January. So old support is now resistance. So I would like to see 250 to break for a potential push to the 260 mark as an oversold bounce on the daily. However, the trend has been your friend and we have been trending down, as you guys can see earlier, I showed you. So even if we do see a bounce on the RSI on the daily time frame, nothing is confirmed yet until we pass levels of 260, 275, and 293. Those are levels that are major in order for me to judge that there is a trend change. However, if you are a scalp trader, you don't care about any of that. We're looking at to play these levels of 260, 266, 270, and 275. Those are key levels for me to take profit at. To the downside, I already explained that. So keep your eyes on FedEx going into next week. Another name I'm going to be looking at is BABA, B-A-B-A. Okay, here is BABA on the 4-hour time frame. You know, BABA has been trending lower, mostly in part due to names being Chinese names being listed, delisted, let's just say. However, these are all speculation and back and forth news. And as you guys can see, you know, every time there's news like that, we have bounced significantly right here off the 211, 212 level, all the way up to 242. However, we are into this little small channel of 246 and 225. Going into next week, I would like to see BABA above 246, 248 level. If you are a more of a conservative trader, 252 is a level of interest for me. We did hold here for support on December the 15th, once more here on November the 19th, and it was our breakdown candle here back on the 23rd of December. So 252 is a level of interest for me. Above that, I'm looking at take profit areas of 258 and another take profit area of 268. Now to the downside, if we do break 232, I'm looking at my next potential area of 225. This would be my second confirmation. I would not necessarily short at 232. 225, a short down to 212 is highly likely. So look for 225 to break for a potential take profit at the 212 mark. Below 212, I am looking at 199. Let's just call that 200 and 189 as key levels to take profit at if 211 were to break. Okay, so that is BABA on the 4-hour time frame. Another name I'm going to be looking at is NIO, NIO. NIO is one of the EV names that has been pretty bullish. I mean, ever since August 2020, when it was around $18. As you guys can see here, it is at all-time highs at the $58 and $59 mark. I would like to call it 60. So NIO, like I mentioned earlier with NVIDIA, has partnered up. So, you know, it being at all-time highs, it receiving analyst upgrades with the partnership. And we also have, it's called Investor Day, which was January the 9th on NIO. So it's one of those things that's really bullish, something to keep your eyes on going into Monday and all of the week ahead. NIO, NVIDIA, those two names are going to be closely correlated, especially with their partnership. So NIO above 60 is what I'm looking at. Potential take profits at 65, right? 70. And if we're really bullish, I'm looking at 75 as potential overhead resistance take profit areas. Now to the downside, 55, 54 are key levels of support. As you guys can see here, we had a hard time breaking 54 on the initial push back on the 5th of January. Got rejected, pushed down, held support at 49, and broke out to all-time highs. 54 key level of support, 49 key levels of support, 47 key levels of support. That would definitely, I guess, neutralize the trend. We are bullish, so those are key levels of support. To the upside, like I said, over 60 is what I have my eyes on. So NIO guys, NVIDIA, keep your eyes on that name, and those names, sorry, I should say. So that is NIO on the 4-hour time frame. Another name I'm going to be looking at is AMD. AMD saw a little bit of life. We are at or near all-time highs at the $98 level. We did close Friday's session at 94.5, which is support. Going into Monday, I'm looking at that 96.5 to break for a potential take profit at the 98 level. which is all-time highs. So what I suggest you could do is, if we do see bullishness going into Monday morning, I would look to see if 96 were to break. Now, you can be a conservative trader and wait for 98 to break, or if you are an options trader, I would look to enter one contract above the 96.50 level, another contract on the break of 98, and then increase your position if we go above 100. So that is a more of an aggressive play, I could say. If you are a more conservative trader, I would definitely look to the 98 level to break. We were stuck into this channel here from the $94 level all the way to the $90 level, and it has been going on since December the 21st. And again, 96.5 is the level of interest of me. Break that, potentially all-time highs. To the downside, support at 90.5. As you can see here, held on the 6th of January, held in December 29th, it held on the December 22nd, it held on December the 11th. So 90 is a key level for me to the downside. Another name I'm going to be looking at heading into next week is BILI, okay, is a ticker. This is a name we recently added to our Wealthy Mentor daily watch list. Again, guys, check out our website, thewealthymentor.net. We have a great Discord channel. As you guys can see that I post consistently on Instagram, profits on Tesla. I provide breaking news, entries on all of my positions, exits, take profit areas every single day. It's updated every day for you guys. We provide market analysis. We keep you in the loop of economic data. You can't go wrong. Great packages. We have monthly, 6-month, yearly packages. Take a look, thewealthymentor.net, and it's in our Discord channel. Okay. So here is BILI on the 4-hour time frame. This name has been extremely bullish. And we do have overhead resistance here at the 220, 221 level. Let's just call it 221, right? Strong push last week, making all-time highs at the 221 level. Heading into Monday, I am looking at 225. Sorry, I am heading into Monday. I am looking at 125, 130, 135, and 140 for potential take profits. Those are levels of resistance for me. To the downside, I am looking at levels of support at 115, 110, 106, 102, 100. If we do see a pullback, I would like to see 106 hold. If 106 cannot hold, I'm looking at areas of 102 all the way down to the $100 mark. As you can see here, it was resistance, which is now support on December the 31st, also here on the 5th of January 2021. So BILI is a key name for me to look at, extremely bullish. Switch over to the daily time frame just to give you guys a little broader outlook here. As you can see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 straight bullish days. And honestly, ever since November, it has jumped basically from 49 bucks all the way to 120. So guys, keep your eyes on this name. Definitely great day trading stock. Okay, one last name I'm going to be looking at is SQ, Square. Here is Square on the 4-hour time frame. Square, another bullish name that I'm going to be looking at, all-time highs at 247. We did close Friday's session at 240, 241, 242. So going into Monday, I am looking at the 245 mark. to break for potential take profit at 250. However, a more safer trade, I would be looking at all-time highs to break at 247 for potential entry at 250, just because it's a round number and stocks do tend to respect round numbers. So above 250, I am looking at 255 as my target, 260, 265 as potential take profit areas. Okay. To the downside, I have 137 as key support. It was the breakout candle here on January the 7th. It was resistance here back on December the 24th. So, old resistance now turned support. As you guys can see here, we did get bought back up here. Buyer stepped in and respected that 237 level. So 237 is a key level for me. If that is breached, I'm looking at a shorting position all the way down to 230, 227. And those are areas of level of interest for me as well. As you guys can see, we did have some price action here supporting those two levels. Okay, so that is SQ on the 4-hour time frame. Guys, the stock market's really bullish. Keynotes, SPX at all-time highs, ROKU near all-time highs, at all-time highs, FedEx oversold conditions on the daily, NIO partnership with NVDA, NVIDIA stuck in a channel, Tesla extremely bullish at all-time highs. A lot of great names here, guys. Keep your eyes on those. And again, be sure to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe. I post these videos every single Sunday for our group members and for everybody else. We do have all these charts saved for group members to look back at all these channels and look back at all these levels, I should say, of areas of support and resistance. And I consistently update these throughout the week in our daily watch list. Thanks everyone for watching, and I'll see you guys next week. All right, see you later. Bye.